All right, so we're going to talk about, the connection between journalism and politics. And this basically goes back to the place and the reality of the fact that we've had journalists who decided to transition, move to politics. How is it? Because at one time they were seated and they were writing about politics that was happening all over. Right now they are deep inside the realms of politics. We want to talk to one lady. This is Honorable Alice Chae, who is the Nyamira County Women Representative. She has worked as a journalist at KBC and moved on to Royal Media Services, worked with Egesa as a senior presenter, and finally as the head of Egesa FM Radio. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show. Absolutely. It's been quite a while. Just tell us a bit about yourself. Of course, we know KBC, Egesa FM. Perhaps something that we don't know about you.
There are things that you may not know.
Yeah.
I'm the woman, the Alice Nyanchoka Chae. I like calling myself a woman because I am, not by design. So Alice Chae, first, I'm saved. I love the Lord Jesus as my personal savior, and he is the one who has taken me this far, though I got saved when in Royal Media. Then what again people may not be knowing about me is that now I've transited from journalism to politics, but carrying on what I used to do or say in radio to where I have gone. I'm not going to change. Politics is not going to divert me from whatever that I want to do to my people. I remain to be Alice Chae and advocating for change, mostly from where I come from, that is Nyamira County. I know what my people are, and I know the change that I want to drive to them, in that we think differently. We are conservative. In nature, native, not ready to change to the way things go. We think, even if I'm educated, how I think as a Kisi, I want things to be done in a traditional way. Absolutely. So I'm driving the change that let us go with the time, let us go with the way things are changing, also change and cope with the current situation so that we can do things in a new way. Where am I saying that? The Kisi, you are told that Kisi is where there is a good climate, there is food, there is everything, but we've never translated that into value. We have not added value. You come to Kisi, I'll give you banana, I'll give you hen, I'll give you the avocado, I'll give you the pineapples and the sugarcane, and everything is we are hawking. So I want people to translate into that to money. Then also we appreciate by giving money, because if it is banana, it has been planted, it has taken money, it has taken time. So that if we value that, then we'll not be talking about poverty, we'll be talking about richness.
Just focusing on your transition from journalism to politics, of course, anytime the word politics is mentioned, people think, dirty, murky waters of politics. At one time you were writing about politics, and perhaps from a critical perspective. Right now you are in politics. Do you now change to look at journalism from a critical perspective as well? Because for the better part of it all, we attack politics.
To me, it has not affected me, because I remain to be the Alice. Whatever I was saying wrong about politics, I continue saying it is wrong. Whatever that was good and is good, it remains to be good on my eyes. But like now, sometimes I also feel bad about my colleagues. I'm in PAC committee in Parliament. They come, they are listening to what we are saying, and then the following day, when you are seeing the papers, it is totally different. So it is only that I call to my fellow colleagues. I told them, my dear brothers and sisters, let us be real, get to the facts and report the facts. So when it changes, I feel bad about my profession.
Why do you think it changes?
Yeah?
Is it because the journalists who report you do not understand, or is it because They do it deliberately?
No,
because
you
of
know,
corruption?
it is not. No, it is because they want to catch the eyes of the masses. Instead of reporting what it is, that is like we are talking about the chat. Yeah. Then somebody misquote, and then it is the checkbook is not it is not seen; it has disappeared. And when we are talking about we are talking they were talking about a different thing, and then you find they are reporting a different thing. So you feel bad because they have not brought out what you are talking as a committee.
Are you then saying that for the 4 months that you've been in politics, there is a situation, perhaps journalists have been looking at politics from a totally different angle? Now that you're in, perhaps now you see politics from a different eye.
No, you know, politics is not, it is not, I cannot say that, not that I see it differently. It is when you are talking about this thing in a different perspective, and then my colleague, who is a journalist like me, then perceived it differently, and then reports the opposite. Then that's why you question, why are you not reporting what was said? You know, the way you perceive it, the way you understand it is different from what maybe I wanted. Maybe you seek for a clarification so that you understand it well, so that tomorrow when you are reporting the correct version of what I meant.
Politicians are known to be, they speak something when they mean the complete opposite. That's how we know
we were
politicians.
misquoted.
You say you are saved.
Yes.
And you are a politician.
Yes.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Because politicians normally say different things from what it means.
Me, I'll not be saying what is not there. I'll say what I think I would do. If I really trust and know the God that I worship and who has taken me this far. If I tell you where I have come from, Mutegi, you've known me up to this time, you would say that even this woman is changed. And I know it is God, not any other. It is not my education. It is not the money. It is not anything that I have, but it is God who wants to take me to this. Yeah, so I also have to be articulate.
Because, of course, you're not the only journalist who moved to politics. In fact, there's an article written on the Business Daily on March 10th this year that basically said they have effectively, the journalists, they have effectively traded their pens, notebooks and cameras to enjoy the trappings of power. Was it purely about power?
Not at all.
Is that statement
to
justified?
Me, what drove me actually to politics, it is the cry of the people. I've been a voice for my Kisii people for a long time, and I know how things are done, and I could see because of my going to Kisii, mixing with my people and knowing their problems. I used to talk about it. When the chance came, it told me I had to move so that I do what I've been telling people they are supposed to do. And it is a test. But I'm certain I'll stand firm and do what is right. Yeah.
In your view, tell us maybe 2 or 3 things that you think are the major challenges in your county. In
my county, first I've told you we need to change how we do things. We need to appreciate ourselves, love ourselves, know that we are able, we can do things by ourselves, and then impress what we have. Because we will not be talking about things outside there when we have a lot in Kisii. If it is bananas, if it is avocados, if it is pineapples, then we don't even buy them. We don't even, we are waiting for people to come from outside.
What are you doing?
Value addition.
Value addition, do you want a set of
capacity
factories?
buildings, set lighter factories, and then teach them on how we can trade among ourselves. And actually that is why it has set us back to Parliament now as a women rep with other women reps. We are doing a bill. Actually, it has been published, and I think after recess now, it will be mature to come to the House. We are talking about Affirmative Action Social Development Fund 2013, which is going to come to Parliament, and it is actually seeking for a kitty for these women representatives to have something that they can stamp their authority on the counties. We are talking about the capacity building, economic capacity building on our people. We are talking about light industries.
What you are saying is that women representatives,
yes,
or county representatives,
county MPs.
Let
me talk about county MPs.
County MPs who are
yes.
mainly women.
Women, yes.
They want their own CDF.
Yes, and actually it will be channeled through the same way, the same board. And then we'll come up with a committee, constituency committee, and an account committee, which will have a secretariat that would see how the money is dispersed.
Right. Now, talking about your area, Nyamira County, last month, according to the people, you condemned the growing cases of defilement of minors, wife battering and child labor in the area. What has been done about that? Because you raised the concern.
Yes, it is actually, it is pathetic, yeah? And that goes back to the tradition, yeah? Whereby we see things happening, but we are not ready to come out and say it is wrong. We fear. Even a woman, I can say woman, can know what the husband is doing. He has even been suspected. He has been found. Mostly these women were married with children. Yeah, sometimes they are turned out to be wives of the husbands. And the woman, in particular, I know one case where this woman kept quiet. Yeah, and then she was because of stress, she had to die. Because she could not come out and say, my husband is moving with my daughter who is supposed to be a daughter. And then the woman has to die. And even the community cannot intervene because they fear, no, okay, you talk about my husband. If I say about my husband, I'm going to be chased away. If your husband is wrong, he's wrong. You tell him, no, my brother, it is me or my daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there structures that you've put in place to handle such cases?
We want to come up with forums. We want to talk to women so that they can open up. You know, if they cannot open up, still we are caged.
Absolutely.
So we want, if they open up, it is just like I'm taking a church to Kisii. So that you get 5 women, you convert them, and then you start singing this, preaching the same gospel. If we open up, and then also the law, to take stand measures to these people who are doing it. And then we tell the community not to be so defensive of people who are killing our small girls and boys who are supposed to be our future leaders. So it is actually coming out in broad daylight and condemning what is wrong.
What about FGM?
FGM, right now it is 96%. Though it is underground, nobody will tell you that it is going on.
What do you mean 95% of the people who do it or who don't do it?
Who are doing it?
95%
96%.
They 96% of Kisii girls are
being circumcised, yes. And it is in under the table. They call nurses to their homes. People, we've tried even coming up with alternative rights whereby these girls are taken to seclusion, they are educated, they graduate, they are given certificates. When they go back home that night, the nurse is there, done it. It's a small cut, and then you are qualified. And then we are saying no. It is actually, we say that if we involve men in this process, and if men could accept and say FGM is wrong because they know it, it is wrong, and then it will be done. So we want to, maybe we've been doing it, we've been leaving it to women alone, not involving the men on the other side. Now we want to involve men in stopping, in abandoning FGM in Kisii. And we know that maybe in December we are going to do a lot, so that we tell people it is wrong. A woman should grow the way she was. Me, I'm a victim. I can say I'm a victim. I underwent the process. I know the repercussions of FGM, and I know my daughter. I have one girl, and she has not undergone it. She has finished Form 4. She's going to university. I'm proud of her, and I think if we have role models, and these role models come out, again they feel, oh, I'll go, and then they'll be laughing about
who is behind the FGM? Because in certain provinces, Eastern, it was men who said they cannot marry a girl who is not cut. But now after education, nobody wants that. and it was only left to people who are not educated. Why is it that people, even professors in Kisii,
You know,
they allow their daughters to do the same? Why is that so?
It is that old thinking, old thinking, that culture issue in them that doesn't want to depart from them. They feel that, you know, up to now, imagine a professor, somebody who's educated, telling you that if she's not educated, if she's not circumcised, she's going to be naughty. And then you ask yourself, what, you know, it is in the mind. It is in the mind of somebody. If you have decided to be a prostitute, you will be. If you are set that you are going to, it is education, you are going to be educated. So that's why we want to look for role models. Those ones who have to say no, and even men who will come up and say, why? Most of them, they don't, they marry the Kisii women because they know they will tame them. They will be there because they are not in their full potential, and then go out and do their thing, and then they are okay. So it is actually a way of taming us within the nini.
The control.
But yeah, that's a control.
Just focusing on you know, your place as a journalist in politics, and of course you spoke about misreporting. There is Ondieki from Nyamira who's saying misreporting is what used to happen at times under your watch.
Yeah,
as head of radio, you shouldn't complain.
Okay, my watch, is it me? Have I ever misreported? You know, it is now again comes to person, a person, an individual, as Alice Nyanjoka Chae. Okay, as the head of radio, you know, you can't, because some, you know, it is vulnerability, you know. Again, somebody who is not passionate, somebody who is not firm, you know, that one you cannot control it. But did I do something about it? If it happened, yes, you were my boss. You could call us. We were trained. You know, it is somebody to take your training seriously and do what is expected of you as a journalist. That one, controlling individuals, maybe you never know what is triggering them to do whatever the misreporting. Then you cannot move it. It actually goes to individuals.
Journalists are known all over, maybe particularly in Africa, for corruption, and mainly they are encouraged to practice corruption by politicians. Have you, for the time you have been a member of parliament, confronted an issue where journalists want money from you for coverage, and what did you do about it?
Me, I think everybody knows me. If I was a victim of circumstances, or if I practiced, then it could be, people know me to be, I don't know, no, me, it's not a money issue. I don't deal with money to perform. And that's why I say that I do what is right. If I feel that it is something I want to be done, it is not money that can push it be done. I'm Alice. If it is an issue, we articulate to it the way it is supposed to be done.
Have you heard of cases of other politicians who have been in such a situation of giving money, the brown envelope, so to speak?
Maybe they give it as as an act of appreciation. We've been with these journalists. We want to give them lunch and transport to go back. Me, I've not.
But that's corrupting them.
Yes, you know, I'm saying.
Where do you draw the line between, you know what, I want to appreciate this particular journalist, but at the same time, I want them to do their job?
I've not come back to my Egesa FM, where I'm supposed to come and appreciate my presenters and everybody, and actually even the Royal Media Services, to thank them. That one I'll be appreciating. I must give them tea. I must give them anything that I have to appreciate, that they are the ones who have molded me, who have made me to come to because Egesa, it is not Alice who was working there, and it is on without Alice. So that working together made me to move to where I am. When I come to appreciate them, obviously I'll use money, but it will not be taken that I'm bribing them.
All right. There's this particular case of, the Parliamentary Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs that had decided to summon the members of the Judicial Service Commission, and the Commission has a bit of a problem because of separation of powers. What is your take on that?
Honestly, I also had seen it, and in some occasions it has happened to some particular peoples, Because if you are in an office, you are doing the right thing, there are other things that have happened. We've not seen the legal committee calling to interrogate other people, but it was a special thing when about Gladys then we saw it happen. So partisan.
So for you,
yeah, to me, I didn't feel that, let it take its own course. If she was doing let us see them work. But when it intervened, then we say that there is some politics coming in. To me, that's what I can say.
What about this business of members of parliament now wanting to move a bill in parliament? So the MPs, senators, judges, magistrates, they are not state officers, simply because they want, once they are not state officers, it means
the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
Their salaries will not be determined by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
As Alice Chae, yeah, to me, I'm a new member in Parliament. Yeah, what I was told to earn is not what I was earning there. It was not an issue, and for it to add, to me it was a privilege. If they add, fine. If they don't, I'm still comfortable. And this is they've come a long way. Some when things are taking are taking place in the transition. Maybe is it a Parliamentary Service Commission? They are the ones who are in that process. And then when it comes now to the House, yeah, when to debate, and you see this, we are talking about 349 members of Parliament. You may not even get a chance to air your views on the same. So it is the majority have the day.
All right. According to, of course, the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association website, you actually translated and voiced the proposed constitution. Looking at it right now, and of course the push to have it amended, the push for referendum, do you think it's something that we need to focus on right now, especially now that you are also under the ODM umbrella?
About the referendum, it's actually a misfortune. But again, when we are talking about a new constitution, and the referendum is coming in, though it is a democratic right. It is a right, yeah, that they are pushing for, and it is Kenyans to accept if they want to go that way. When they are saying that they want to collect 6 million signatures, that means it will be the voice of the Kenyans. So we just let it go and see whether it is going there.
I mean, you're talking of the democratic, to me, the merits and demerits of it.
Yeah, it is a right. That's I said it is right. Yeah, but it is coming at it is too fast for it to take place, because we are talking about the implementation of the new constitution. Yeah.
All right. So perhaps as we come to an end, there was an article that was written by one Kibali Mureithi, Ghafla. Ghafla, it's one of those sites. And he basically wrote this particular statement saying, while the media has lost out, I believe that Kenyans are now getting served by people well versed on the issues that have a bearing on their lives. The fact that journalists have moved to politics, journalists are seen as people who understand what is happening around the country. Do you believe that's true?
Honestly, we know what is, and if we'll come together and want to change the way things are done, we should read from their front, yeah, as journalists who have gone to Parliament, and because we need the change. We need the change. We need the and actually, we are even, they even ask me, Alice, now you are here, you are going to also get the fire that we used to get from when you are there. Then I tell them we are going to work with that in the fire, and then see how we can reduce this fire. So long as we tread carefully and do what is expected of us, that fire will not be there. Right. And now this is the time that the journalists who have gone to Parliament should now be more friendly to to our fellow journalists who are practicing, so that we can come together and now marry. No, when you are here and when you are here, now where do we walk? so that we can get what we desire for our community.
All right. So many thanks indeed, looking at journalists in politics, talking to Honorable Alice Chae, Nyamira County Women Representative. We'll be right back.